You know she's getting filled by some black stud. You know there's some black fucking bull that's just filling her with cock meat, giving her the real fuck she deserves. Some big black bull just filling her with cock meat. And that's his crazy talk.
So how we all doing tonight? So we were gonna do a history of the Blue Beetle stream tonight, but I can't get fucking Windows Capture to work on here. I've troubleshot it for a little bit. I'll work on it more tonight. Honestly, I kind of just got pissed off at it and quit. So that stream won't be tonight. But we'll just we'll shoot the shit. We'll have a fun little Sunday evening, nonetheless. Oh, lordy. Dashing Rogue in the chat. I'm not stepping on your time slot, am I? I think you... Don't you go at like 11? I don't want to step on your time slot. And yes, Chad, a lot of people talking about what they're drinking. I'm drinking water because I'm a fat fuck who's trying to be less of a fat fuck. So just drinking water. Good old-fashioned water. Got a bit of a sore throat today. There's a bit of a... I guess a warm spell these past couple days here. It's been in like the 50s and Friday and Saturday and today. And I guess just everybody getting sick. But that'll happen with those Indian summers. Alright, so we got a little bit of an article here we can take a look at. Well, I can take a look at, and you can listen to me take a look at, because I can't get screen share to work right now. Britain's Prince Harry, quote, "I will not be bullied into playing a game that killed my mum," unquote. Prince Harry and the little mulatto chick that he married, they apparently decided to leave the royal family, which I didn't know you could do. But then again, I don't know the rules of the royal family because the royal family is fucking gay, and if you care about them, you're wrong. You know, I haven't to go all boomer on you. I haven't cared about the royal family since 1776. Seriously, don't fuck the royal family. I get, not to put too fine a point on it, but my country did fight a whole fucking war, so I wouldn't have to pretend to care about these people. But this is nonetheless kind of interesting. Britain's Prince Harry said the memory of his mother Diana's death more than 2 decades ago was still incredibly raw, and he would not be bullied into, quote, playing the game, unquote, with the media that he believes killed his mother. Oh, with the media. Oh, you guys. No. That's not what he meant. That's not what he meant. Princess Diana, who became one of the most photographed women on the planet after she married into the British royal family, died in a car crash in 1997 after being followed through the streets of Paris by photographers. Earlier this month, Harry's wife, Meghan Markle, began legal action against the newspaper in response to what she described as, quote, bullying, unquote, by some sections of the British media. Nothing worse than when a public official cries that people are bullying them. Especially a rich one. Like, oh no, I guess you'll dry your eyes with $100 bills or whatever gay fucking currency the British have. At the time, Harry said the treatment of Merkel was reminiscent of their approach to his mother. Everything she went through and what happened to her is incredibly raw every single day, and it's not being paranoid. This is just me not wanting a repeat of the past. Look, the press didn't kill your mother, buddy. Your grandmother killed your mother, and you know that you know that better than I know that. All right, tell me the press killed your mother, and don't give me this. Oh yeah, because the press is just gonna not be interested in you after you leave the royal family. Get fucked. You know, I'm sorry, but we don't have any royalty in this country. Thank God in heaven for that. But there's still a whole bunch of people the press hound the fuck out of. They're called celebrities, and that's what you are, royal or not. No, yeah, your grandmother killed your mom. I don't know what to tell you about that. Um, I'm sure that's a difficult thing to fucking live with. I can't imagine what that's like to walk around in the back of your head. You can't help but know. But there it is. But yeah, that's just some interesting stuff I was looking at. For the most part, I don't really care. Like these people said they wanted to leave the royal family, and then the royal family like issued a response saying we'll discuss it. What the fuck does that mean? Like, imagine you quit your job and your boss is like, we'll discuss it. Like, motherfucker, it's not up to you. I'm going. See you, bye. I love they're talking about like Harry and Merkel, or Harry and his little mulatto here. We're all like, oh, we're gonna work to become financially independent. I'm sure you're not already independently wealthy. Oh no, yeah, you're gonna take a job at Arby's, are you? What? Get fucked. It does drive me nuts though. That that they actually people pretend like these. Somebody in the chat, God save the Queen, fuck the rest of them. No, fuck all of them. Yeah, fuck every last one of them. But monarchy, yeah, okay, it's a cute idea on paper, all right, but yeah, again, to go all American flag boomer on us. I haven't cared about the royal family since 1776, and I'm not about to start now. Speaking of boomers, I had an interesting exchange today on Facebook with some boomers. Somebody shared an article in which some mom was breastfeeding in public, and she got asked to cover up, so she threw a towel over her face to be all edgy and stuff. And everybody's like, yes, Queen Slay, and all this other dumb shit about it. Now, I don't have an extremely strong opinion on women breastfeeding in public. That said, though, I generally lean on, well, shouldn't there be like a specific place for you to do that you excuse yourself to, or you should cover up? Because again, I don't claim to be an expert on manners. Generally speaking, though, is it not considered rude to expose yourself in public? Is that not considered rude? Bechtloff, it's a perfectly natural thing. Okay, well, so is pissing. All right, I don't piss in public. I mean, I could piss in a bottle and I wouldn't get it anywhere, and it wouldn't be a mess made. But still, it's just generally considered rude to pull my dick out in public. That's why I'm not allowed at Hardee's anymore. They were quite clear on that. Now, again, I don't even have a strong opinion on the subject. I generally don't care. For the love of God, if it shuts your little crotch goblin up, by all means, generally speaking. Believe me, if it were up to me, I wouldn't have to... I'd rather you not bring your fucking baby in public, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Okay? Oh, but Bechtloff, aren't babies so cute? Aren't they so cute? Um, well, I guess, kinda. Yeah, they're kinda cute. I'll grant you that. But you know what? They, they don't really smell so good most of the fucking time. And a lot of really obnoxious noises generally coming out of them. Alright, so, maybe slightly pleasing to one of my senses, but outright offensive to two of my senses. You can kind of see where the scales are tipping in this regard. I just generally would, well, Bechtloff, would you allow a guest to breastfeed in your home? I really would rather you not bring your baby. That's my, just sorry, all right? Is your kid like under 5? I don't want him around. I'm sure they're just adorable. Good for you. I'm sure you love them to death. And you should. You should love them. All right? It's fantastic. I don't, though. All right? To me, they can go eat a dick. Metaphorically speaking, of course. We're not Jeffrey Epstein over here. So I'm generally, I don't have a strong opinion on it. All right? But when I just sort of look at it objectively, it's pretty obvious to me that this is something that you should be excused. Now, don't get me wrong. I think public places should provide, if they have a lot of traffic of mothers and stuff like that, they should provide, like a mall or something like that. They should provide an area where they can go do that, out of the way of everybody else. That's fine. But I'm going to do it wherever the fuck I want is just obviously fucking narcissism. Again, perfectly natural bodily function, sure. So is pissing. Now, I realize I can't pull my dick out and piss on the floor because I'm making a mess on the floor. But could I not argue using the same logic? Well, I'll just pull my dick out, and I got a bottle, and I'll stick my dick in the bottle, piss in the bottle, screw the cap on real tight, right? And then walk over and put the piss in the trash can or something with the cap on real tight. I'm not making a mess. Not making a mess. All I'm doing is exposing myself to perform a perfectly natural bodily function. Obviously, it's not acceptable for me to do that. All right? So we establish specific areas where you're meant to go do that. And you get these fucking boomers, that take the pic. The guy, it's always the same guy. I swear they make this guy in a factory. This 40 to 60-year-old man who is taking a picture of himself. Cowboy hat is optional, but sunglasses mandatory. And he took a picture of himself sitting in the driver's seat of his fucking truck. Took a selfie there. Don't know why. That's a thing they do, but that's a thing they all fucking do. Terrible fucking angle. All that kind of stuff. You know the picture. You've seen it a million times. All right? Look, beautiful thing. You hate motherhood. Again, I don't even have a strong opinion on it. It ranks very low in the things I give a shit about. But there's also the fact that new parents, new first-time parents, and especially mothers, are the most obnoxious, self-absorbed motherfuckers on the planet. A new first-time mother is truly, in her heart of hearts, convinced that the entire fucking world must now revolve around the fact that someone came in her. Now, your world certainly does, sweetie. But you're nobody and nothing to me. All right? And to anybody, to every other rando you come across. I once saw, and I shit you not on this, I once saw I was eating at a Pizza Hut. And I know there's not, talk about fast food that's bad for you. Pizza Hut's some of the worst health-wise for you, but goddamn, them breadsticks are delicious. I was eating at a Pizza Hut. This Pizza Hut was undergoing renovations. And this white trash woman, the ladies' room was closed. So people, and it was one of those bathrooms where only one person can go in at a time anyway, so you can just go in the men's room. Well, she was complaining there's no changing table in the men's room. A lot of times, pizza Huts don't even have a changing table in the ladies' room because they're just, small little restaurants. So this bitch changed this kid's diaper, and it was a slow day. There was like maybe 3 parties in this restaurant. This bitch changed the kid's diaper in the middle of the fucking dining room at the next table over. I swear to God, if I ever owned a restaurant and that was done, or if I'd have been the manager, corporate probably wouldn't have had my back, so I'd have lost my job. But if I'd have been the manager, I would have told her, "You leave right now. You don't even have to pay, but you leave right now. You never show your face in this store again." Somebody says there should be an official baby policy at movie theaters. It's so annoying when babies cry when you are trying to watch a movie. Oh, God, yes. If I owned a movie theater, no children under 3, fucking period, fucking ever. I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care what's showing. I don't care if they're making a new Barney the fucking dinosaur movie. There will not be children under 3 on this premises. Just period. Get a fucking sitter or red box that shit. But don't bring them around. So he says that's a health code violation. Oh, yeah, they had to go out there and scrub the fuck out of all the tables and stuff. It's like, but what kind of sociopath acts like that? But I'm sorry, but that's not far removed from the mentality that a woman gets to pull her titty out anywhere in public at any time to breastfeed her kid. You are exposing yourself. Now, look, I don't necessarily mind when women, some women, the good-looking ones, are whipping their titties out. And, again, certainly anything that shuts the little brat up. But it's obviously rude. You are exposing yourself in public. We have laws against that shit. Again, if it were up to me, I just rather nobody ever bring their fucking babies around anywhere, period. I could do without ever having to see another fucking baby for the rest of my life, unless one day I have one myself. There is nothing less interesting on God's green earth to me than your baby. Your baby is the most interesting thing in the world to you, no doubt, as it should be. Nothing interests me less. Now, if I have a kid, I'm sure I'm going to think my kid is the greatest fucking thing in the universe. All right? But that's my kid. Your kid can eat shit. I don't care. And this mentality often doesn't go away. First kids and all. I mean, that's why you see kids just misbehaving and just running around acting a fool in fucking public. And it's like, you think back. I think back and I'm like, my dad would have fucking popped me in the mouth for some of this shit. Somebody says, what about shirtless fat dudes? Well, I mean, just generally shirtless dudes. I mean, I really have no, like, I would much prefer, like, put a shirt on, you tool, is, I guess, my general idea with that. I guess that's not technically exposing yourself, as you're not exposing, Oh, I once had somebody argue that it's not exposing yourself for a woman to pull out her tits, because that's not part of the reproductive system. I'm like, yes, it is. No, yeah, it is. It's not necessary to produce a baby. Nobody feeds a baby. I mean, I guess it's not. I guess your fucking teeth or your tongue aren't absolutely necessary in your digestive system. You can live without them, but they're part of it. And it's just ignore basic biology here. Yeah, ladies, your tits are part of your reproductive system. Tits aren't sexual. The hell they aren't. Sorry to tell you. Yeah, I could just do without. You know what society needs? Pardon me, I am getting a little sick here. Sorry if I sound like DSP. We need some fucking Adult Swim time. I'm not talking about, the Cartoon Network thing where we're showing Rick and Morty and Aqua Teen and shit like that. I mean, when I was a kid, we had a really nice neighborhood pool. And for 10 minutes out of each hour, everybody under 15 had to get the fuck out of the pool so the adults could have a moment's fucking peace in there. And that was pretty damn awesome. As a kid, I didn't like it, obviously. But looking back, I'm like, wow, that's an excellent fucking thing. So we really just need some Adult Swim time out in the world. We need like restaurants and certain public spaces to just have certain times of certain days where it's like nobody can bring their little fucking brat around. Oh, that'd be great. Like imagine if like most any mid-tier restaurants, not really fancy ones, even just mid-tier, like just I don't know, like Outback or fucking Fridays or shit like that, right? Imagine if they were just like, hey, Friday nights are Adult Swim nights, all right? Friday nights from like 4 till we close. You can't bring your fucking kids around. That would be awesome. Or like movie theaters, just like, I don't know, no kids allowed in movie theaters on Tuesdays or something. Like you can go watch a movie in fucking peace on Tuesday. Of course, I don't really go to the movies anymore because it's not worth going to see. But nonetheless. Somebody says, we need adult time so we can watch Marvel movies and play Nintendo in peace. But, oh, man. That'd be great. Just some Adult Swim time. Like, leave your little brat at home. Like, imagine an Outback Steakhouse or Ruth Chris or Texas Longhorn or one of them kind of restaurants with, Olive Garden. I'm talking, not even have to be fancy ass restaurants, just your mid tier shit, was just like, hey man, Friday night, get a sitter. Come on out. Ain't no kids around. It's gonna be great. Oh man. The amount of nice dinners out, like maybe a buddy or a lady friend or something, again, not even fancy stuff, just your mid-tier shit. It gets ruined because, somebody brings in 88 fucking kids. Fuck, man. The movies. Oh, the movies. We did that article a couple weeks ago, was it? Of that bitch that brought her autistic son into the movie theater and the kid had a meltdown. Everybody told her to get out and she's like, oh, look what a victim I'm in, when she shouldn't have brought that kid there in the first place. But man, the amount of movies been fucking ruined by kids. You pay good money to go to the movies too. I remember, and it's not just like look, yeah, obviously I'm a dork. I see a lot of stuff, kids would be interested in seeing too. I like seeing animated movies, superhero movies, what have you. Stuff that obviously some kids are going to go see too. I understand that, but like, I go see shit that kids got no business being in, and there they are. I remember when I saw the Friday the 13th quote unquote remake they did a couple years ago. Like shit, I guess 10 years ago now, more or less. And there wasn't that many people in the theater. I call it sort of a remake because I kind of think that movie's more back to basic sequel, but that's a whole different topic. That was almost ruined because somebody, like, obviously up front you could see somebody brought their little brother, right? And this kid's like freaking out because this kid was like, I don't know. I'm so bad at guessing a kid's age. Somewhere between 5 and 10. I don't know. Somewhere between 5 and 10. Like, not a baby, not a toddler, but clearly not pubescent either. I would have to guess 7 if I had to roll the fucking dice. But this kid's freaking out because, you know, this is an R-rated horror movie with a lot of brutal deaths, and this kid just can't handle it. Oh, look, I get it. You're the older brother. It's your job to scare your younger brother. You'll put the fear of God in him and all that kind of stuff. But, like, just go rent a horror movie or something and fuck with him. I don't want to hear your kid or your little brother or your kid or whatever freaking out. Somebody in the chat says, I went to Outback today with my girlfriend. It was my contribution to Australian relief efforts. Well, you know, not all heroes wear capes. Looking at the chat there. Somebody says, are you even allowed to bring kids to R-rated movies? If they're accompanied by an adult, they can go into an R-rated movie, is from what I understand it. A kid can't... If you're under 17, you can't buy a ticket to an R-rated movie. But, you know... If your, I guess, older brother just bought the tickets and you just go in with him, nobody's going to say anything. All right. So, let's say we listen to a little Davis. And I say listen because I don't have a screen sharing right now. So, we're just going to have to listen. We're going to have to use our imaginations, folks. But I always think that's a fun thing to do on a Sunday night is listen to a big brain nibba pontificate for us. Alrighty, so we got...
We'll see if there's anybody that wants to tune into a stream at 10:45 p.m. Saturday night. There's probably a few of you.
It's a shame. It's a shame I can't screen share this because this is literally... So imagine Davis, right? Imagine what appears to... It's so dark, and the only light in the room being the monitor he's staring into. I want you to imagine essentially the disembodied floating head of Davis in a black void. Occasionally a hand comes up. He's like a head with two hands. It's like the fucking final boss in Star Fox. Occasionally a hand comes up and brings a cigarette to his mouth. That's what we got here. And of course, I wear my sunglasses at night. Good old Davis. So that's what we got going on visually. I painting you a picture, folks. And the video is called Pursue the Thing in Itself. So I think we're going to get some big brain philosophy.
So, as usual, slightly off topic, except you know what, it's going to wrap right back into the topic. Right before the stream, I was listening to some Patrice O'Neal. And, guys, if you don't know who Patrice O'Neal is, go find out who Patrice O'Neal is. Lots of his old, like, he's passed on, but...
If you don't... I'm going to agree with him there. If you don't know who Patrice O'Neal is, fucking shame on you. Somebody in the chat says, you need a rainy hand puppet and a webcam for when you can't screen share it. You could puppet lip sync. Got a super chat. Sparky Master sends 199. Thank you very much for the super chat. Says probably can't afford lighting. Bills too high. Oh man. I mean, I understand money being tight, but like, I never got a sweat turning the lights on. Like, I guess I got to be grateful for how much worse things could be. You know what I mean, kind of thing. Like, I'm not... Let me put it this way. Every time I'm at Target, I see that big old Mario Kart Hot Wheels track for $80. I really want to get the thing, but I know it's not worth $80. And $80 is no small amount of money to me. So yeah, I'm not like rich. I can't like just buy dumb shit for $80. It's on my wish list if anyone wants to get it for me. I will do a video of me putting it together and review it if that happened. But no, I don't gotta sweat like turning the lights on. I don't gotta sweat like turning the heat up when it gets cold. Like I just, okay, whatever. You know, some of us are just in better positions than others. You know, you gotta be thankful to God for what you got.
All this stuff is up on YouTube, guys. He's absolutely hilarious, and he gets to the point on things. And the reason I'm bringing up Patrice O'Neal right now, game, because Patrice was doing his stand-up, his radio show. He was doing that before game really caught on. Hey, Josh, how's it going?
You know, I like what Mersh over at Revenge of the Sith said. He said the entire like manosphere pickup artist, all that bullshit. That was just a bunch of guys ripping off Patrice O'Neal bits. Mersh said that like Patrice O'Neal was like the Jesus of game, and then a bunch of prosperity gospel preachers come along and tarnish his teachings.
And so Patrice does not use the standard vernacular when he's describing game. He talks about it in a different way. And so if, you know, quite frankly, if you're a young man that doesn't have too many women, listen to Patrice. You know, he comes at things from a different angle, helps give you a three-dimensional view of everything. Patrice is a solid guy. He knows what he's talking about. And there's one phrase of his that actually does tie into what I'm going to be talking about in the stream, which is, you know, pursuing the thing itself. And Patrice has a thing called the righteous fuck. And when he talks about the righteous fuck, he's talking about when you see a woman and you want to be with her. Period. You're not pursuing her because you think your friends will say she's hot. You're not pursuing her because you have some sort of flag collection that you're making, but that you just want that woman for her own sake. The thing for itself. Not because of what anybody else thinks, not because you think it'll give you self-respect that you got that woman, but just because you want that woman. And that's the attitude you should be approaching everything in life with.
The lack of self-awareness from this man. Everything this man grasps for is for appearances, is for show. To be going on about this, it's like when he was going on Twitter the other day about how, you know, too many e-celebs are grifters on the right and all this other stuff. Like, really? Yeah, no shit. Just the lack of self-awareness. Like, everything this man does is for appearance.
But for the sake of doing it. I want to talk about some of the ongoing, the recent, is this like a thing now? Every December, January, the internet decides to, like a whole bunch of e-celebs decide to blow up? Is that the new thing? Because that seems to be what's happening. A bunch of e-celebs are blowing up right now.
Well, yeah, you did that last year, remember?
Now, self-destructing. I'm not going to name names, I'm not going to get into details. You guys can figure it out on your own. But, you know, I've really come to the point where I strongly say, like, if I don't know any better, if I don't have reason to believe otherwise, my default assumption at this point is that all of the celebs that are either on the payroll or they're on the payroll and they don't know it. They've been indirectly put on the payroll because they've got mental issues that are going to cause them to destruct in a predictable sort of manner.
The irony. The irony. The lack of self-awareness from this man is staggering to me.
So we've got a new round of it. New bunch of people just tearing everything apart, tearing themselves apart, tearing other people apart. Well, I don't make any money doing this, and I'm not leading anything. My message is...
No, whoa. You don't...
The Saints. That's my message.
You don't make any money at this, and you're not leading anything, but not by choice, buddy. First of all, you make... what is it? Let's check back on your Patreon. By the way, folks, I swear I'm going to do something special if you get me over his Patreon. He's currently making $203 a month on Patreon. So that's no small amount of money. I mean, when that's all you got to live off of, that's a little rough, but that's no small amount of money. And you don't want to lead anything. You tried to lead a cult last year. No, you're not making any money and you're not leading anything, but not by choice. Let's go back a minute because
they've been indirectly put on the payroll because they've got mental issues they're going to cause.
Skipping backwards a little bit here.
Destruct in a predictable sort of manner. So we've got a new round of it. New bunch of people just tearing everything apart, tearing themselves apart, tearing other people apart. Well, I don't make any money doing this, and I'm not leading anything. My message is, watch Patrice O'Neal and read the Saints. That's my message.
Hey, you notice it's not read the Bible. Read the Saints. I'm very Catholic.
But I want to talk about what's what's going on with these guys. What's a big part of the reason that they're all blowing up? And quite frankly, it's pride.
Okay. You got to bear in mind that everything this man has ever said or ever written on his gay blog or on his gay show has always been other people said it and he's repeating it. I'm going to kind of call it right now. Maybe he got this from somewhere else. I don't know. And not an original thought in his head. So maybe he got this from somewhere else. He's now starting to rip me off. Which is insanely ironic, if I'm right. Because I've been going on about how all these E-celebs are brought down by ego. Sargon was brought down by his own ego. Tonka brought down by his own faggoty ego. The Spoonie, Davis, the list goes on and on. Vox, Owen, it's always the ego that brings him down. I've been going on and on about that for a year and a half now. And now he's going to go on about it. Now, again, I'm not going to say he's ripping me off specifically here, because I'm not the only one by a wide margin that said this. But he's ripping somebody off because he's never had an original thought in his life. But I kind of think he is.
And the irony is that this current crop, at least, they're all avowed Christians. And so I was thinking about this. And how calling yourself a religious man, calling yourself a man of God, can easily be a source of pride. The desire to be holy, to attain that label of holy, of righteous, of whatever it might be.
Which, again, is a perversion of Christianity. Because real Christianity is about realizing that you're not righteous. That all your quote-unquote good deeds are filthy rags. In the worst possible sense, in the eyes of God. That's not something I expect a Catholic to ever grasp with their works-based theology. But that's the reality of Christianity.
That seems to be what these guys are pursuing.
Somebody says it's still so slow even when he sped up. Oh, that's my fault. I didn't forget to speed. No, we are still at 1.5. That's just, my default is at 1.5. We're at 1.5 and he's still this slow. I was going to say I didn't speed it up this time, but we're at, good God, let's listen to regular speed for a second.
at the end of the day, like, you need to be pursuing good for the sake of good, not for the sake of feeling like you're good.
This is regular speed, by the way, folks. Just, I didn't even realize we were sped up, but yeah, this is regular speed. He sounds like season one, like Cleveland in season one Family Guy.
You need to do the thing for the sake of the thing.
Let's go back to speeding him up, because that's insufferable.
Yes, I'm
Let's try times 2.
Does that mean you need attention? Come here.
No, that's too fast. That's too fast. We'll go back to times 1.5. I wish there was a 1.75.
Just lick your lips at me. Just lick your chops. There she is. No, you're not going outside. That's one of the biggest dangers that you can get into with religion, is feeling proud of the fact that you're religious. Pride is really just the ultimate downfall. Pride is what really drives people that start off with good intentions and just drives them right over the cliff, turns them into absolute horrors, absolute monsters.
The lack of self-awareness. Again, I keep coming back to that, but it's remarkable.
You know, maybe there's something about the whole e-celeb thing, because, you know, unlike the news anchor, the e-celeb pretty much does it on their own, right? Like, they buy their own camera equipment, they edit their own videos, they do the networking, they build their audience, and so it's really easy to see how that could definitely lead to a very inflated sense of self. But then again, we have all the Silicon Valley tyrants that have the exact same issue. I mean, like, most of these people, they start from a good place, right? Like, the people that run Google aren't explicitly trying to enslave the planet.
I'm not even sure about that.
They think they're doing things for a good reason, but the problem is they think they're a lot smarter than they actually are. They develop a lot of pride. And so, you know, this kind of gets to the point where you start asking, where I have to start asking, you know, is it really a conspiracy of moneyed interests propping these people up? Or is it a little bit deeper than that? Because this could perfectly well be demonic as well. And it's unfortunate to watch, but increasingly, you know, a friend of mine's been pointing out, he's been arguing that it's all this comfort, all of this easy pleasure that is turning us into such terrible people, and so it's time for mortification. God is going to be taking those things away from us. Yeah, as frustrated as I am about the censorship on YouTube, about, you know, Devin Stack just had his book taken off Amazon. I haven't had a chance to read that yet. I'm ordering an e-copy from him or something. But, yeah, this censorship thing, it really frustrates me. But at the same time, I'm almost looking forward to it. I'm almost looking forward to there not being any more grab-ass, any more of this infighting, any more of this arguing, this backstabbing, this lily-padding.
The arguing, guys. Again, what a feminine fucking mentality. I don't like the arguing. Well, yeah, when you lose arguments all the time because you're a retard, I imagine you don't.
See with so many of these people. I'm going to be happy not to see all these false prophets. They're running around, jumping in front of the parade and claiming that they're leading it, and your average person mistakes them for the leader. So I don't view it as an entirely bad thing. But at the end of the day, you got to be mindful of what it is you're doing. I mean, I think that's really part, like, that's kind of the core idea with the red pill, isn't it? That, like, just with women. Are you trying to get a woman? Or are you going through the motions of being a nice guy like you were taught to be? Good Lord, yes, you need outside. You are a low-quality dog.
Man. Oh, this is boring. This is just... Good God, dude. You know, I look back to... it's funny. I looked at some of my blogs writing from, like, 2012. You know, and I was just like, man, this is fucking cringe. But, you know, the thing about it is when you look back at something you used to do or used to say or whatever, and you cringe, that's a good thing. That means you've grown as a human being. But this guy is like, he's just the same. It's just the same talking points from nearly 10 years ago. This is so fucking boring. Well, let's skip ahead a little bit here. So when he comes back,
Sell at it, or are you doing it so that people will see you doing it? Are you buying that new electronic toy because it's actually going to add value to your life? Or are you buying it for the excitement of buying it, and so that other people will see you with it?
everything this man ever did was for show, and the only reason he doesn't buy things for show is because he's a broke fucking loser with no money.
So the thing is, if you're doing something for the sake of other people, if you're doing something to show off to other people, ultimately it's not going to do anything for you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you're lucky. If you're not lucky, a lot of people are going to care about this persona that you're developing, this fake personality that you've developed for yourself. And then when that comes crashing down, when eventually the truth gets out, everybody's going to hate you because they all looked up to you as a hero, as a leader, as something, and you're not that thing. So anything you do, you should be doing it for its own sake. And the reason that you pursue God is for the good. And the number one thing that you require is humbleness, is being able to admit that you're wrong, admit that you don't know, is being able to learn, to educate yourself, to get yourself, to get the crooks out of you and get yourself straight.
Is this man serious? I'm gonna keep repeating myself. The lack of self-awareness is amazing.
And you gotta do it for God's sake, not yours. If you're doing it for your sake, well, you're not gonna be following God. If you're gonna be blogging, YouTubing, you need to be doing it for the sake of truth.
Somebody asked if I'm at the 18-minute mark. No, I'm at the 13:46. I skipped ahead, plus we've been going fast. Why? Is something at 18 minutes that I should know about?
Not for the sake of making a cult of personality. Then again, if you're just extroverted, okay? You're just extroverted, you want to talk about things, you like having an audience to bounce stuff off of, that's fine. I'm not saying that that's bad, but don't couch it in a political movement, right? Go do like Markiplier. Some people don't like Markiplier for various reasons, but Markiplier does his thing, he has his entertaining show, people like it, people like him, he shoots the shit. He's doing it for the thing itself. The issue we seem to have is that on the politics boils down to people that desperately want to be popular, and they use politics as a vehicle. Whereas people that actually want sane policies, or people that want to speak the truth, well, they're not going to be as effective at getting popular. Now, are they? Now, this is the tragedy of democracy. There was a great video by Alternative Hypothesis, who he was pointing out that, did you know dictatorships are more responsive to what people want than democracies? In fact, democracies tend to be negatively correlated to what people actually want. They tend to do the opposite of what the middle class actually wants. If the middle class really wants something, the democracy will usually do the opposite. In fact, the most likely chance that a democracy will do something is if the elites want it and the middle class really doesn't want it. That's how you know that it's going to be passed. And this was actually backed up with statistics. This isn't just old man Arini, looking down on everything in the world. This is actual. There's a paper done on this. Go check out Alternative Hypothesis for that paper.
Somebody asked what platform. He's on Twitch right now.
Back to the humbleness thing. Good metric for people that you follow online. Good metric to use is, are they humble? Do they admit that they have failings, shortcomings?
Remember when Davis admitted his failings were he's too nice to people and he's too good with women? It's almost like he's doing it on purpose at this point. This kind of just irony coming out of him. This lack of self-awareness.
Because otherwise, if they don't admit they have shortcomings, they might start off and they're talking about stuff that they know a lot about. And so you start following them. But eventually, if they can't admit shortcomings, they are going to hit the Dunning-Kruger effect. They are going to be so confident because they've been right about the stuff they've spoken about thus far, and they will have the same level of confidence, and so you're going to assume they were right about A, B, C, and D. They're going to be right about E as well, except now they're going completely off the deep end. And so that's what you should look out for. Look for that humbleness. See if they, see if there's sort of people that can admit they don't know everything, admit that they're wrong sometimes, admit that they have flaws that they're working on. Oh, there's Doggo.
Wow.
It's cold out there, isn't it? Told you it was cold. Yep. Nothing's changed in here. Who's a good girl? Who's a good doggo? Sorry, gotta give her some attention. She's a good dog, isn't she? She's a very pretty girl, too. Yeah, it's a shame watching all of this stuff go down. Again, look, I'm not trying to purity spiral with any of this either, guys. Like, that's another thing that's been killing. The people that put on the fake personality, see, a fake personality can be perfect. Real people never are. And so the people that are wearing these fake personalities, these idealized versions of themselves, these people are the ones that are most likely to purity spiral.
I'm sorry, I can't play this and keep up any kind of sense of fair use here because I don't have any commentary. I'm borderline speechless. Maybe the reason he went to Twitch is because it's somewhere that deletes the streams automatically. Because he's one of those guys that just doesn't want his past words out there. Like, the unimaginable lack of self-awareness here. I don't even know what to say to that. I'm at a loss. I'm just sitting here, like, I almost wish I was on camera because I'm just sitting here, like, staring at the screen in disbelief, my mouth hanging open, like, are you fucking kidding me? Wow. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up for the night. Just a little shooting the shit Sunday night stream. But, if you enjoy the show, do consider supporting the show. We got the PayPal, Patreon, and Amazon wish list are all ways you can do just that. And, yeah, that's about all we got for tonight, folks. I want to thank you all for listening. Bechtloff out.